Are you ready to celebrate the rise of women amongst the rich and powerful? According to an article by BCG in 2020, women controlled 32% of the world's wealth, and that number is only set to increase in the coming years. So, if you want to know who the wealthiest women in the world are, make sure to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for notifications on our upcoming YouTube video. Let's celebrate the success of women in business together. Coming in at number 10 is a woman whose success is a testament to her perseverance and strategic acumen, Abigail Johnson. Hailing from the United States, Johnson has amassed a staggering net worth of $21.6 billion. Abigail Johnson's grandfather, Edward Johnson II, founded a mutual fund company in Boston back in 1946, and that company has now become Fidelity Investments. Abigail has been the chairperson of the company since 2016, after taking over from her father. Fidelity Investments is a really big deal. In fact, it manages about $3.7 trillion in assets, and Abigail owns an estimated 24.5% of the stakes in the company, which is pretty impressive. Under her leadership, Fidelity Investments has been expanding into new areas like cryptocurrencies. In fact, in 2018, the company launched a platform that allows institutional investors to trade Bitcoin and Ether. It's really cool to see a company that's been around for so long embracing new technologies and new ways of doing business. Overall, Abigail is a really impressive businesswoman who's done a lot to continue the legacy of her family's company. And moving on to number 9, we travel south to the vibrant country of Chile. Here resides the indomitable Iris Fontbona, a woman who has etched her name in the annals of global wealth. Fontbona has built an impressive fortune, currently estimated at $22.9 billion. After her husband, Andronico Luksic, passed away in 2005, she and her 3 sons took over the family business. They own a mining and beverage empire, and they're doing really well with it. In particular, they run a mining company called Antofagasta plc, which owns several copper mines in Chile. It's actually listed on the London Stock Exchange, which is pretty impressive. But that's not all. Iris and her children also have a majority stake in another company called Quinenco. This company is involved in banking, beer, and manufacturing, which shows just how diverse their interests are. On to number 8, we return to the United States, home of Mackenzie Scott. She is not just known for her wealth, but also for her philanthropy and impactful contributions to society. With a staggering net worth of $24.8 billion, Scott's story is a powerful reminder that wealth can be a powerful tool for positive change. You might have heard of Mackenzie Scott because she used to be married to Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon. When they got divorced, she received 4% of his stake in the company as part of the settlement. But what's inspiring about Mackenzie is her commitment to philanthropy. She signed something called the Giving Pledge, which means that she's going to donate at least half of her wealth to charitable causes during her lifetime. And she's been true to her word. She's donated millions of dollars to nonprofit organizations, universities, and colleges in Southern California. What's cool about the organizations she's been supporting is their history of serving marginalized and underserved people. Jetting over to Europe for number 7, we find ourselves in Germany, home to the formidable Suzanne Cohen. With a phenomenal net worth of $27.2 billion, Cohen is not just one of the wealthiest women in the world, but also one of the most influential figures in the European automobile industry. Suzanne Cohen is a brilliant businesswoman. One of the things she's best known for is her stake in BMW, the German car maker. She owns 19.2% of the company, which is pretty impressive. But that's not all there is to Suzanne. She's also involved in a lot of other industries. For example, she's invested in a digital and data security company called Entrust, and a carbon and graphite producer called SGL Group. She knows how to diversify her investments. And she's not just investing in other companies. She's also transforming the one that her grandfather founded, Atlanta AG. It used to be a chemical corporation, but thanks to Suzanne's leadership, it's now a cutting-edge pharmaceutical company. Moving on to number 6, we're in Australia, meeting Gina Rinehart. Mining magnate Rinehart boasts a net worth of $28.5 billion, a testament to her astute business strategy. Gina Rinehart is the richest citizen in all of Australia. She's been successful in the business world, and she's done a lot to help her father's company, Hancock Prospecting. Hancock Prospecting used to be ailing, but thanks to Gina's hard work, it's now one of the top iron ore companies in the whole country. She's also really involved in the world of ranching and property. In fact, she owns a lot of different ranches and properties across Australia. And because of her extensive property portfolio, she's the second largest cattle producer in the country. Back to the US for number 5, we meet Miriam Adelson. With a formidable net worth of $35.2 billion US dollars, Adelson's influence extends beyond business into philanthropy and research. Miriam Adelson is an imposing woman. Her late husband, Sheldon Adelson, was the CEO and chairman of Las Vegas Sands, the world's largest casino operator. And after Sheldon's passing, Miriam became the majority shareholder in the business. Las Vegas Sands operates all sorts of casino resorts and convention centers in the US and Asia. You might have heard of some of them, including places like Las Vegas, Singapore, and Macau. The business industry is quite substantial, and Miriam is an influential figure to be taken seriously within this field. But what's cool about Miriam is that she's also a medical doctor. Along with Sheldon, she founded the Sheldon G. Adelson Research Clinic, which helps people with opioid use disorder. At number 4, we have Jacqueline Badger Mars from the United States, with a net worth of $38.3 billion US dollars. She's the granddaughter of Frank Mars, who founded Mars Inc., the company that makes all sorts of delicious treats like M&Ms and Snickers. Jacqueline owns about a third of the company's shares, so she's a big deal in the business world. But that's not all there is to Jacqueline. She's also an active philanthropist. She's passionate about many things, but one of her biggest passions is equestrian. That's why she's a trustee of the U.S. Equestrian Team Foundation. Moreover, her involvements extend to various other establishments, such as the National Sporting Library and Fine Art Museum, the Smithsonian, and the American Prairie Reserve. On the other hand, Jacqueline had been employed at Mars Inc. for nearly 2 decades, and had been a member of its board of directors until 2016. Breaking into the top 3, we meet Alice Walton from the USA. With her massive net worth of $57.1 billion US dollars, she stands as a beacon of success in the retail world. As the only daughter of Walmart's founder, Sam Walton, she's had a unique path in life. Alice has been more focused on the arts than her siblings, who followed in their father's entrepreneurial footsteps. As a matter of fact, Alice is a curator who established the Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art in 2011. However, her interests are not limited to the arts alone, as she is also deeply committed to the field of healthcare. In 2021, she opened the Whole Health Institute and Chopra Library, a non-profit organization hoping to make big changes to the American healthcare system. It's really inspiring to see someone who's so successful in one field using their resources to make a difference in another field. At number 2, we find Julia Flesher Koch and family from the United States. With an impressive net worth of $59 billion US dollars, they've made a significant mark on the global wealth landscape. Let me tell you a bit about Julia Flesher Koch. Back in the 80s, she left her home in Iowa and moved to New York City to work as an assistant to a famous fashion designer named Adolfo. And that's where she met her future husband, David Koch. David was a really successful businessman who had a big stake in a company called Koch Industries. After they got married in 1996, they became known for their philanthropy. Sadly, David passed away in 2019, but even after his death, Julia and their 3 children continue to make a difference in the world. They inherited David's stake in Koch Industries and are still very active in their philanthropic work. It's incredible to see how much good they've been able to do together, and how Julia is continuing that legacy even after her husband's passing. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. At number 1, we land in France, home to the world's wealthiest woman, Francoise Bettencourt Myers, with an astounding net worth of $79.3 billion US dollars. Have you ever heard of Francoise Bettencourt Myers? She's a fascinating woman, and not just because she's the richest woman in the world. You might know her as the heiress to the L'Oreal company her grandfather founded. But did you know that she's also an accomplished author and philanthropist? After her mother passed away in 2017, Francoise inherited the title and became the chairwoman of the family's company. Having served on L'Oreal's board since 1997, she possesses extensive knowledge of the company's workings and operations. But she's also passionate about giving back to her community. That's why she's the president of her family's philanthropic foundation, which supports scientific and artistic progress in France. One cool thing about Francoise is that she's not just about business and philanthropy. She's also a writer. She's written books about Greek mythology and even a commentary on the Bible. It shows that you can succeed in many different areas of life. Thanks for watching our video on the top 10 richest women in the world. We hope you enjoyed learning about these amazing women and their incredible accomplishments. Remember to give a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments section. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more similar content. Let's also remember to honor and encourage the accomplishments of women in all sectors.